Hi, and welcome to Living Title IX with Betsy. That's me. This week we are continuing the conversation about dating and domestic violence. We have talked previously about what is domestic violence, what is dating violence. We've talked about response to dating violence. Today we're going to talk about my favorite part, prevention. But we can't prevent what we don't know. So that's my first point that I want to highlight big and giant is if we are not responding appropriately and getting the reports of dating and domestic violence on our campuses and in our schools, our prevention efforts will not be the absolute best that they can be. So the first thing that we need to think about is what's coming in? What do our reports look like? Let's do a deep dive backwards to understand where our weaknesses are as a campus, as a school, and what types of behaviors we're seeing. And then we get to forward focus to prevent future behavior. So always the goal is prevention, but we have to understand what's happening first. So after we have an understanding, or once we have at least some idea of what's happening, then we can start to really tailor those discussions. And I want us to talk about dating and domestic violence from the little bitties to the college graduates. So we need to think about how we talk about that. It's obviously different for college students than it is for middle or elementary school students. And so what I want you to think through is, how do I connect with the kiddos within my buildings about dating and domestic violence? It may be a conversation about healthy relationships. I have a sixth grader, and that's a really important conversation for kiddos, especially in that middle school age range. What's a healthy relationship for a sixth grader? And our conversation might get more in depth as we jump up to those high school students and we think about kind of that power wheel that we talked about last time, and the stages of domestic and dating violence that go from that excitement to that escalation to the violence that happens on the other end. So we want to make sure that we are aware of that, talking about it based on the age of our kiddos, and then utilize external resources. Who else can come in and have the conversation? Something that I really love to do, no matter what the age of the students or individuals that I'm talking to, is bring in somebody from the outside, whether it's a community resource or a national resource or whatever that might look like. Because when kiddos hear it from other individuals, sometimes they take it a bit more seriously. So just bring in that conversation. Sometimes we can do it in our counseling class or course if that's something that exists within your district or your institution. So making sure that we're having those conversations. For our colleges, I want you to table. I want you to have tables during the month of October. I want you to have tables during the month of April for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. I want you to talk about these things in a bigger way. And we're actually going to do some trainings in April about what creates that really great tabling experience for your campus and your communities, or what makes it successful, and how you can really connect with your students. So get some ideas out there. If it doesn't happen this month, let's plan for April, but get out there, talk about it, table, be a highlight in your community or on your campus. And then provide information to parents or guardians. This is especially important for our younger students, whether they're in elementary or middle or high school, but talk to the parents. They are often our allies. And when they're not our allies, sometimes there are barriers and they're confused about, why would you be talking to my kiddo about these things? So give them the information, empower them to have the conversations about these things at home as well. So send home those resources. And then for our college kiddos, at that orientation opportunity for your incoming students and the parents who are so excited to experience their campus life, have a conversation about Title IX and specifically including dating and domestic violence then as well. Obviously, we want orientation to be a lot of hooray and awesome, and our campus is so great, but we always have to talk about the risks too. And if we're not doing that, we're not being transparent and helping them to have the best college experience that they possibly could. So I've thrown a whole lot of information at you today about prevention efforts. Stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot more Living Title IX involving prevention as we scoot through the year and get closer to that April time. But I want for you to be prepared and to start doing it now and have a plan. So In your prevention efforts, get to it. Understand what's going on, talk about it, table and communicate, and then provide information to those parents or guardians as well. So I would be remiss if I forgot our Title IX mugshot. Don't forget to send us or respond to us on YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever. Give us a hashtag mugshot. Let us know that you want one and that you want to be a part of something really cool that we have happening with our Mugshot Club, and we are happy to send one to you. So, go ahead and comment, like, share, do all the things as we highlight our amazing mugshot from this week. Don't forget to do that and help us out so that we get the information to you every single Thursday. And then finally, don't forget to support each other, celebrate the small things, and laugh at yourself. I know that was backwards this week, but I've had a lot of laughs at myself, so I'm going to highlight that one. So make sure that you're doing those 3 things. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.